There is no divorce in the Philippines, but a lot of young generation now is rooting the Congress to have a divorce in the Philippines because they don't want to be stuck up in a marriage that they don't want to be in there anymore. They don't want to follow the tradition that once you're married, but our laws, our constitution is stopping divorce in the Philippines because the constitution is very strong in saying that the marriage is sacred. Annulments had qualification. The number one qualification for annulment is psychological incapacity. Actually, the courts now are clumping on annulments because it becomes so easy to have annulments with some of the judges, some of the fiscals are now being penalized for accepting money to have a quick annulment. In fact, it's not easy to get annulment now, and it's becoming expensive. And that's the very reason why they are rooting to change the constitution, because a law for divorce cannot go through because it's against the constitution. The constitution needs to be changed. So annulments, as of the moment, is the only recourse that you can have. But you need to prove the psychological incapacity of the other spouse, which is now got qualification made to be changed so it won't get easy to get annulment as well. It's hard to have a divorce law here because it's against the church, and you gotta remember 80% are Catholics, solid Catholics, traditional Catholics that look at marriage as a strong bond, as a strong social bond. And that's why the strong family ties in the Philippines is bounded by that tradition, custom of a strong marriage. The foreigner should make sure that the separation between the wife and her husband has been mutually conceded. It's not that they hate one another and revenge will appear. Now, if it's mutually conceded, then the husband would not contest the annulment that the wife will file against him if she wants to marry the foreigner. Actually, there's lots of cases like that around here now. Some even got 5 kids, 6 kids. And when they separate from their husband, they look for a foreigner to get them out of the mess. There is a saying here, it's now easy for women to not think twice of separating from their husband despite that they got kids, because their hope now is to find an old foreigner or a even younger foreigner, because the liberalized nature of foreigners is looking at the person, not at her past. So the foreigners accept that she got kids, she used to be married, she used to be in the bar, because that's just the culture of the Western world. It's liberal. But in here is so backward, conservative, traditional, that they still do the owner thing. Oh, I don't want to marry that girl, got some issues with her. Because society is very judgmental. Actually, there are lots of single women, but some foreigners would rather have the experienced woman instead of a young girl or a single girl, because I don't know, perhaps the motive depends on the motive of what they want to have. Experienced woman, experience in the different aspects of married life, the taking care of them, and also perhaps the person of the married woman is more open and will do anything to be saved from that rut that she's in. She got issues going with to that marriage. She got baggage with her. So she bound to stick more to the foreigner than a single woman do, because a single woman will have the choice that she wants the foreigner or not, or even divorce. But the older, the married women with baggage and issues was the bound to stay put with the foreigner because of that fact that you're saving her from further embarrassment, from further problems, and now you're taking control of her problems and solving it for her. Right now, because of the ample amount of foreigners coming over here spending for the annulment of their girlfriend from their husband, it now range from 200,000 to 300,000 to 400,000. These are the packages, they call it. You go to a law firm and they have packages for annulment. Unless your wife or your girlfriend, know a lawyer that would charge you lesser than that. But the price range right now is been 200,000 to 400,000 packages. Means they will also help you if you want to get married here. They will process the paperwork after the marriage, do all your marriage licensing, and guide you through it until you get married. Annulment process, usually you file your annulment case in remote courts to have they usually call it to have a faster result, because in remote courts, once it's decided, the office of the Solicitor General, which is the state, will not be able, or pass the eye of the state, they call it, pass the eye of the state to appeal your decision. Because a few now, after the trial court granted their annulment, the state opposed it, and then the annulment was not granted, was overturned, because some other things was found out. There was collusion with the partners, that the husband and wife are actually agreeing after payment, or the reason stated in the case is not true. So the state is actually preserving the marriage. The state is acting like the counselor for the marriage. Because of the haste, why immediately go to annulment? Because of the reason there's someone paying for it, the chatmate, the foreign chatmate. Then they just, instead of going to marriage counseling, they just go straight to annulment.